take a step back and look at media and the constitutional implementation. And the question we are asking, is there coverage that goes beyond politics and personalities? Mr. Nyachae should be very kind. Perhaps you will begin.
Thank you very much, Nyachae. And thank you for the opportunity to engage in this particular discussion on the role of the media, particularly with reference to the implementation of the Constitution. Now, of course, the Constitution of Kenya 2010 has been with us for slightly over, in fact, a year and a month now. We, as the Commission charged with the responsibility of overseeing the process of implementing the Constitution, have been around for about 8 months now. So, my comments will be based essentially on observations that, and the experiences that we've had over the last eight months or so. The main thrust or focus of the implementation process, insofar as the public has been concerned, that has been in the public arena, has really been the legislative part of implementing the Constitution. Now, the process of implementing the Constitution, and therefore the work of the CIC, is of course significantly wider than the legislative part of it. But the legislative part of it, because of the process, because of the players, and particularly because of the direct role that is played by government and by Parliament in that process, and also because of the specific time-bound requirement that is to be found in the 5th schedule to the Constitution. This is what has tended to be more in the public arena. So a lot of the comments that one would make as far as the media is concerned would relate to the role of the media insofar as the legislative part of the implementation process is concerned, which of course gives right to the first observation one might want to make, that there is a necessity for all of us, and including the media, not to lose sight of the fact that implementation is about more than just the legislative part of it. In many respects, the other part of implementation, and in particular policy and administrative procedures, because of their nature, there may be a need to focus and scrutinize a little more, because I think there's a large extent to which that is where, if we're going to go wrong, we would not only go wrong, but we would go wrong in a manner that it would take us time to realize that we have actually gone wrong. But making the general point, I want to take the opportunity to appreciate on behalf of CIC and on behalf of all those involved in the implementation process. I think by and large, it is our honest view that the media has done a commendable job. And I dare say, if it wasn't for the media, I think the implementation process would almost certainly have been delayed, possibly also derailed. And I say this because one thing that we have learned over the last 8 months or so is that the section of our country which is still determined to resist the process of change that the Constitution brought about is actually much stronger than certainly we realize, and probably than the country realizes. So it's because of that I am saying that I think the media have done a great job insofar as bringing the issues out there and maintaining those issues in the public domain, and therefore, even if only indirectly, keeping pressure on those who may seek to delay or derail the process. And I think the media has done this in a number of ways, in news reporting, in terms of specific, for example, columns in the print media, in terms of dedicated TV and radio programs that deal with implementation. This has had a positive impact insofar as the whole approach to implementation is concerned. Of course, having said that, there are many lessons that I think we can together learn from, and I think there are ways which even the media would probably appreciate to have a relook at, so that they are able to enhance the work that they have been doing, commendable as it is. And in doing this, I think it's important to remember, and it bears repeating, that there are probably three groups of people or bodies who have tremendous influence on public and public opinion. One is the church. The church in Kenya seems to have, to a large extent, taken a sabbatical after the promulgation of the Constitution, but I'm happy to see that they're coming back to their rightful position in terms of providing reform leadership, which of course the church has historically been associated with. The other, of course, is the political class. Unfortunately, the political class is also the one class that has probably got the biggest reason to delay or derail the process of implementation of the Constitution. So oftentimes it may be a little too much to expect that they're going to be at the forefront of the implementation process. Again, bearing in mind that with the political class, it is simply not a priority for them. I mean, if all the time, energy, and focus that has been spent on the last 8 months or in this year so far on issues that are traditional political issues or issues that relate to the formation of political alliances and the plans for the 2012 elections and allied issues, if half of that energy had been spent in terms of rallying the Kenyan people insofar as the process of implementation of the Constitution is concerned, that the role of the media in terms of the process of implementation cannot be overemphasized, particularly when you bear in mind the obligation of every Kenyan to uphold, respect, and protect the Constitution of Kenya. Now, in order for every Kenyan to be able to do that, every Kenyan, first of all, must understand and internalize that Constitution, but must also have information in terms of what is being done as regards that process of implementing that Constitution. And in so doing, the media will also help us as a country to uphold the national values, particularly values like public participation, accountability, transparency that are set out both in Article 10 and in other provisions within the Constitution. So in concluding these initial remarks, I'll just commend the media. In our view, I think they've done a good job. I think there are lessons that we can all learn so that we can improve and enhance the role that they're playing. And I think as we move along in this process, in this phase of the implementation process, bearing in mind that without at this stage wanting to enter into what is being turned into a debate about the election date, but whenever that election is, and my view is still that the election in terms of the Constitution should be held in August. But the point is that in this period, in the lead up to August, it is going to be very important for the media to keep all of us focused on what the real issues are, both in terms of implementing the Constitution itself and in terms of everybody playing out their part, including the political class, in the process, the process that leads up to the election and the elections themselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, please. I appreciate it.